Hello, hello, and welcome to another session of Chat with Miss C. Um, I am super, of course, excited to be making a video. I know it's been a while. Have a lot of stuff going on I'm trying to do and trying to manifest and working on. So I haven't done a video, but I haven't forgot about my chatters. I appreciate the emails that still come in. I'm definitely going to respond to one today. I just had a lot going on and trying to balance it all, right? That's life, right? We're just trying to balance everything and trying to stay, on top of stuff. So I am no different than anybody else. I am always on the go, trying to do something. My brain is running, trying to figure it out. So I apologize that the videos have not been up as often as usual, but I am working on it. I am working on it, right? Awareness is the first part of any kind of change, and growth is becoming aware of areas that you can improve, or areas that are bad for you, or even areas awareness of things that are good, that are going well, right? That's important too. So I will be back working on videos as often as I can. I haven't forgot about anyone. Let's see. I already said excited, but I'm also feeling very motivated. I'm feeling very inspired today. I noticed that one of my videos, the one-sided friendship video, has over 90 views. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. I appreciate all the support you guys are sharing or telling people about it, and I am super grateful and so appreciative. It's just a reminder that when you're doing something from your heart and you're moving in your purpose, that the people will find you, right? Everybody has an audience, and I'm probably not for everybody, and that's okay. But the people who I'm speaking to, or who receive what I'm saying, will find me, and I will find them and be able to talk to them and relate to them and get through to them. And that's what it's all about. I by no means think I have all the answers or know everything. I don't. I do not. Um, but I can only share from my perspective. I can only share from my experiences. I can only share from where I am at in life, and that's what I intend to do, because I think I've learned some great lessons throughout life that I think we all have gone through, or have been through things that we wish somebody would just talk about, or somebody would give us some sound advice that's not so close to us, right? Sometimes our family and friends are they're our family and friends, but sometimes you need somebody a little objective, right? To say, oh, okay, somebody else been through it in the world too. So I'm super excited that my videos are being watched. I appreciate your support. I appreciate the questions. I appreciate the emails. I'm so grateful. I'm so motivated to keep going, and I'm definitely inspired by it, because it means that it's helping someone, and I'm super grateful for that. Um, so with that being said, right, all that, I did want to respond to an email that I received, and um, again, it's something we all go through, of course, right? All my videos and questions are, people are really good about their questions. Like, they be really getting me. I'm like, I've been through that. But a lot of it is stuff we all go through just as part of living. And by no means do I think everything I say is for everybody, again, and that you have to do it this way. However, to some degree, there is a lot of things that on earth and during our lifetimes we will need to learn or master and figure out a way through, and that's what I hope to be able to do. So um, the question was actually twofold, and I'm gonna kind of touch on both, but one more so than the other, because I think one's a little bit probably where we need to start at. Um, the question was, how do you shift from revenge to forgiveness? And then, how do you stop beating yourself up about regrets? I think they're both great questions. To shift from revenge to forgiveness, to me, is a part of a second phase. And from that, to start there, I think the question that they asked about beating yourself up about regrets is actually a great place to start. Regret is really looking back on something and feeling a negative emotion towards the outcome of that situation, right? It didn't work out, so now I regret that I even did it. I regret that I was a good person to those people. I regret that I got in a relationship with him. I regret that I took that job. I regret, moving to that place. I regret going on that trip, right? That is what it is, right? We look back and then we are disappointed, angry, upset, hurt, by the outcome or by the way the situation played out. It wasn't what we thought it was going to do. And so, because it didn't transpire the way that we wanted, now we regret even being a part of it or even being there, right? And I think a big piece, because people say no regrets, just life lessons. I think that is key, and I think that is huge. I think that is really true. Yes, we are going to look back at stuff and be like, "Ooh, I wish I hadn't did that. Ooh, I wish I'd have handled that differently. Ooh, if I hadn't never, then I would probably be over here in life," right? The what ifs start to kick in. Then I would be over here. However, I think it is important when you are trying to stop beating yourself up about regrets, is to really look at your situation and yourself in that space. We have to start being more compassionate with ourselves about who we were in that space and how we responded, right? Because you cannot respond in a different way that you don't know, that you're not even aware of yet, right? That's like, I, back in the day, would be in altercations with people, or people would say something to me and I would blow up immediately, explode, right? And I'm loud already, so I get real loud. And, just kind of check out is what I would do. Well, that's where I was at. That's how I knew how to handle things. That's what I saw. That was normal to me. It wasn't until later, in life that you look back and go, dang, you know what? I could have handled that differently. Or they didn't deserve that. Or, you know what? I did play a part in how come that situation went the way that it did. It's not always everyone else. So we have to take accountability. But then also, a lot of times we have to change how we look at things. It is very easy for us to look at things in a negative light. And when we do that, we get stuck in that. And then we attract nothing but negative situations. We attract the same kind of situations. Sweating. We attract the same kind of situations again and again and again, and they're all negative, right? Because we're not looking at it from a different perspective. I think a big piece of letting go of regret is being able to look back on situations and see the lesson. I think it's important to look back on situations and see your growth from where you are right now. Right now, I would not handle those situations the same. I try very hard now to process when a conflict arises first before I respond. It's important for me to make sure that I'm not responding from an emotional place. It's important for me to make sure that I'm listening to the other person before I start deciding defense mode, right? But I didn't know that at 25. I didn't know that at 21. And so I probably have said and done a lot of things to people that unintentionally I did not mean to do. And they may never forgive me for that. And that's okay. That's fine. I have forgiven myself because I didn't know. I legitimately was operating in a space that I was in based on how I felt about myself, how I felt about other people, how I felt about life, what I was going through, if there was alcohol involved. I mean, all that plays a role, right? And so I think once you're able to move past it and look back on it, I think then you're able to start to see some of the things you did good in that situation. Some of the reasons why you did respond the way that you did. Was it a built-up thing with that person? Had you got to a place where you had continued to keep fighting and defending yourself, and then you just exploded one day? I mean, that happens, and that will probably happen even in my life today. Okay, as great as I think I am, I think when I get to a breaking point with people, I will check out a little bit. Like 0 to 100. And a lot of times it's because I feel like I have given more than enough chances and opportunities. And so with that, you probably explode. And then with that, I look back and I'm like, oh, I probably shouldn't have handled it that way. However, you can be nice for so long. On the other flip of that is keeping yourself in situations and then being upset with other people or yourself repeatedly, because the thing keeps happening over and over. We put ourselves in those situations. If we don't like the way that something is happening, if we don't, we have the ability to change. We have the ability to switch. We have the ability to cut people off. We have the ability to remove ourselves. We have the ability to take a moment and okay, okay, girl. Oh, you got it today. We have that ability and we have to be able to use it. I think you stop beating yourself up once you really start to forgive yourself of the actions that happened. When you start to realize that, it wasn't so much a regret as much as it was an experience. You had to experience whatever that was in order for you to grow from it, right? Or grow through it. And sometimes it takes us going through that same thing for years before we actually, like, the light bulb clicks on and goes, oh, wait a minute, right? You still should not beat yourself up about it. It happened and it's okay. And the fact that you are able to look back now and go, is a good sign. If you are still stuck regretting everything you did in the past, you are missing the blessings. You are missing the positives. You are missing the things that really came out of that situation that ended up being good for you, that pushed you and propelled you to where you are today, which to me means you shouldn't regret it. Right? You should really look at it as a learning tool, as a reminder of your growth, as a reminder of where you never want to be again, as a reminder of what you're trying to accomplish or do in life, the type of people you do and don't want around you. That's important to be able to do that instead of making it such a negative. I think changing the mindset, changing the perspective, changing the way you are viewing and looking at situations is going to be key in letting go of regret, and also from shifting from revenge to forgiveness. Forgiveness is not about the other person, the other people. It's about you. It's for you. It's allowing you to release the hold that is being kept on you because of that situation. And once you start to forgive yourself, once you start to take a little accountability, once you start to really look at things and go, that actually worked out really well. Because had I stayed in that situation, had I continued that, where would I really be? Like, really. And, a lot of times, like relationships, people feel like if I'd have just stayed a little longer, then we would be here and here. And it's like, that was the idea of it, of what you had hoped it would get to. But the truth of the situation is that it was probably toxic. And it was totally, and you guys were never going to get to that good place. You, who you are today, would have never become who you are today, that you're proud of, that you love, and that you want to pour into and want to watch flourish and blossom. You wouldn't have been that person had you stayed back there. So it's not a regret, it's a lesson, and it's a tool that we can use to move forward in life. And so I think to stop beating yourself up is to really just take a look back and really just say, this is the role I played in these things. This is where I was at in that moment. This is what I don't like about it. This is what I thought was good about it. And this is where I'm at today. And how did I get from there to here? I released the drama. I let go of people who didn't belong. I left that job. I cut those friends off. I, started saving my money. Whatever it is, you can start to decide how to view things and moving forward. And then that will allow you to let go of regret from the past. And it will also help you in the future, in the moment, in the present, when you're dealing with stuff, is to be able to say, ooh, that didn't work out so well, but this was the good thing of it, and keep it moving without feeling like you failed at everything, or that, oh, gosh, I should have just did it differently. We are always going to end up right where we're supposed to be. Always. It's going to take us sometimes a little longer. It's going to hurt. Yeah. However, it's going to be worth it. And again, like I said, I really believe it's really changing how you view things. Take the negativity off of stuff, and once you start to actually focus on the positives of situations, you'll start to see more positive. You'll start, when you see the negative, you'll see it and be like, and keep it moving, as opposed to dwelling on it. Because out of every negative situation, there is a of positive if you take the time to look at it. And if we always only focus on negative, then we'll always only see the negatives in everything, in everybody, in ourselves. We can't expect to see the good in ourselves while we look at everything else so negatively. It doesn't work. And you can't look at everything else so positively and look at yourself negatively. That don't work. So it's really changing how you look at things and really taking the time to focus in on the positives of stuff. Even though it didn't go the way you wanted it to, even though you wanted it to look like something different, there was still some positive stuff that came out of that. There was still some things that helped you grow and help you move. There are still some tools and some lessons learned that you'll be able to use later in life. And that is how you let go of beating yourself up from regret, and how you transition from revenge to forgiveness. We all make mistakes. We all do things that, we look back and go, oh, I wish I hadn't have. If you owe somebody an apology, apologize to them. If you want to start fresh with somebody, then start fresh. You know how they say, if you want to change the world, change yourself first. That is a true to true statement. If everybody was focused on working on themselves, we would be in a better place, instead of trying to fix and work on everybody else, right? And trying to tell people what to do and where to go and how to. If we all worked on ourselves, we would be in a much better place, because everybody's working on themselves, right? Getting to that place. That's what it takes. It takes you working on you, and then deciding how you want to show up in the world. Who do you want to be? Who do you want people to remember you by? Like I said, I haven't done everything right. And back in the day, I was a wild child. I mean, goodness jeez. And I hurt people. I did things to people that I didn't mean to do. It was my way of showing love. It was where I thought that's how you did. I wanted to be accepted. I wanted to be valued by people. And now I realize that as hard as I was trying, the opposite was happening for me. People were not receiving what I was trying, because that wasn't genuinely me. Today, I look back on those situations and I just choose to show up differently. I choose to look at those situations differently, and I choose to move forward in a different light. And if you want to be stuck on what I did 10 years ago, by all means, go ahead. I don't even live there. My past, I do not live in my past anymore. I'm in the present, and I'm moving towards the future. And I think that's the best advice, the best way to let go of regret, is just to change the way you look at things and start being grateful for the positives that came out of it and the things that are happening in the present moment. We can't change the past. We can only learn from it and grow from it. I will leave you with a quote by Soren Kierkegaard, maybe? I'm not sure if I said that right. And it says, life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forward. Say it again. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forward. That is literally looking back, saying, oh my goodness, and then deciding as you move forward to be different, to release those things, to let them go. That is how you stop beating yourself up. So I hope that helped. Be compassionate with yourself. Show yourself compassion. Be patient. It doesn't happen overnight. We are on life's journey. This is a journey. So you're not going to get it all. And some days you're going to get everything that's going to feel great. And the next day you're going to be like, what's going on? That's okay. Keep going. Don't stop. The right people will come. The right opportunities will present themselves, as long as you're following your heart and you're trying to be as genuine as you can be and as good of a person as you can be. We have enough fuck asses in the world, that we could start using some genuinely good people. Don't let other people change who you are and make you become one of them. Stay solid, stay consistent, stay real to yourself first, and the rest will fall into place. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great and awesome day. I'm going to work on some more videos. We're going to get some videos going. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Share, subscribe, like, follow on Instagram, emails to thebecauselifestyle@gmail.com. And also follow the Instagram page, Chatting with Miss C. Yeah, that's it. Have a great day.